Slapin of the Slapin-Solomon viola duo, and I'm here to talk about tense on the viola. When a lot of people think of tense on the viola, the first thing that comes into their mind is tendinitis or damage to the hand in one way or another. And it's an understandable concern, but I think tense get unfairly demonized because the reality is any practice of any technique on the viola, if you do it the wrong way, if you have the wrong size instrument, if you're predisposed to certain conditions, anything could lead to damage. So there's sort of no guarantees in life, but I think tense are, as I said, unfairly demonized. While I've never known anybody who's told me, oh God, I was practicing tense all last week, and I got tendinitis from that. I have known several people who have gotten tendinitis from playing the instrument. So I don't know how much it's warranted, but I could certainly see it would be possible to do some damage. So, always be careful with this kind of thing, and if you feel pain, back away from it. There's a long history of playing tense on the viola. I studied with Emanuel Vardi during my teenage years, and he, for many decades, played all the Paganini caprices, not the simplified versions. He did with all the tense, and he didn't have any problems from that. Early in our repertoire, there's the Hofmeister Concerto, which has a couple of tense in it. So sort of, it's not just at the most difficult end. And now I'm going to give a tip that I think a lot of people don't think about. Everybody choreographs what the fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4 do when they're playing the viola, right? People talk about fingerings all the time. They mark the fingerings in the music. This is very well known. But a lot of people don't discuss what the thumb does. And especially, I think in general music that's true, but when it comes to tense, the thumb does some unique things, or actually doesn't do anything, which is the more important point that you should know about. So usually, if you're like tense, it's 1 and 4, and you're moving for every new set of pitches, you would expect that the thumb is moving along with the rest of the hand. And actually that's not true. The thumb can stay up here by the button. This thing is called the button. I didn't know that for the longest time. The thumb can be here, and that's where you would expect the thumb to be if you're in a higher position, like maybe 4th or 5th. So if you're playing an F major, this is not so unusual, but when you go for the next notes, you would not expect in first position, where I am right now, that the thumb would be against the button. So you can see throughout that whole run, the thumb has not moved. I'll do one in D major. You can see the thumb is still way up here against the button. So the thumb actually isn't doing anything. It's just lightly pushing against the button, and that gives some stability so that the rest of the hand can just sort of glide and do what it needs to do, and you reach back and you reach up. But I'm sure tense are not for everybody. But if it's something you wanted to try, I think I wouldn't let the specter of possible damage deter you, because I think that can happen with anything. But I would also be very careful about how you practice tense, and always be working with the teacher so that they can see possible problems, because you certainly don't want to do any damage. I hope this video has been of some use, and good luck with some tense.